PMS may be just a myth. Let me say that again. PMS may be just a myth. I don't believe it. But it's according to a group of researchers, women, by the way, who say there's no clear link between women's negative moods, we don't have those, and the premenstrual phase of their cycle. Fox 7's Lauren Petrosky is here with reaction to this. Lauren?
And I'm sure you can imagine that reaction. Those researchers out of the University of Toronto say the whole idea of PMS is so ingrained in our culture that we automatically associate a woman's bad mood with the start of her period. And they want to challenge that idea. But some say PMS is a very real thing.
Do this one because it really shows muscles.
As the owner of a Curves gym, Susie Berry interacts with a lot of women and deals with a lot of moods.
We just kind of know when somebody walks in with that look on their face, we're like, come in, work it off, you'll feel so much better.
That's her answer to a bad mood, even those that are blamed on PMS or premenstrual syndrome. Gynecologist Dr. Kimberly Lohr says there are two components of PMS.
One is physical, which is bloating and cramping and things like that. And then the other component is behavioral, and that's mood symptoms, irritability, difficulty concentrating.
It's that second component, the emotional one, that a group of Canadian researchers are calling into question. They gathered more than 40 studies and found no clear evidence that supports a premenstrual negative mood exists in the general female population.
Absolutely, I would argue with it. Yeah, about 1/3 of the month is miserable.
And Dr. Lohr has seen many women that feel the same way.
I definitely think it's real because we treat people for it and they get better.
The research aims to challenge the widespread belief that a woman's bad mood should be blamed on her premenstrual cycle. But many women say they know all too well that PMS is not just a myth.
I have heard some people who really do have changes in their personality during that time of the month.
I think people joke about it, a lot, but I think it's real.
Now, we didn't want to leave the guys out of this one, so of course we had to ask them if they think PMS is just a myth.
When women are getting near their time of their month, there are hormonal imbalances and acting accordingly.
I think it's played out a little more than it should be.
Sort of an excuse, but it's a real thing, but over-exaggerated.
I definitely think it's a real thing, because to think otherwise would get me killed back home. But no, I think it's a real thing. I think it's a medical condition that women go through, and I'm really glad I don't.
Yep. And again, surprisingly to some, maybe, it was women who did this study. And you can tell us what you think about all this on our My Fox Austin Facebook page.